Friends, is all about the journey, searching and seeking. It is said, you become what you seek, right? A lot of people seek, but they don't persevere, like they don't go in time, for example. And I know there is a saying that if the wise men were to be wise women, they would have asked for direction, they would have gotten in time, they would have cleaned up the mess, they would have brought some diapers for Jesus, and they would have prepared some hot chicken soup for Mary and Joseph and all that. You know that, right? They would have done. But men being men, they don't ask for directions. Well, they depended on the star, of course. And now I have a story from a bagpiper. He tells a story of what happened to him when a funeral director asked him to play the music at the graveside service for one of the homeless men who died. Being a homeless man, they had to conduct the services at a pauper's cemetery in Nova Scotia. And since he was not too familiar with the Nova Scotia backwood, he was delayed for an hour or so. By the time he reached the graveside, everyone had left, evidently. The funeral director is gone and the hearse is gone. Nobody to be seen from the family. Well, he didn't have a family. But then he saw the diggers and the crew staff. So upon seeing them, he went and apologized. He felt badly for being late and announced that, I'm so sorry, I should have been here an hour ago or so. And these people they were having lunch by now, and they didn't think that he was supposed to be there anyway. And so this guy takes a peep at the grave, and he saw the vault lid had already been placed. So, not knowing what to do, he started taking his bagpiper and played. And as he played, the diggers and the crew dropped their lunch and came and stood around him. And being a homeless man, he had to do the best he could. So he says he played out his heart and soul for this man with no family and friends. He said he played like he has never played before for this homeless man. And as he played Amazing Grace, the workers began to weep. He wept, they wept, all of them wept together. When he finished, he packed up his bagpiper, and as he was starting for his car, his head was hung low, but his heart was full because he had done something good for this homeless man. Then as he was opening the door of his car, he overheard one of the crew workers saying this: "I have never seen anything like this before. I have been putting in septic tanks for 20 years. See what happens when you don't go in time. That's the problem. So we are all seekers. So when we seek, we need to have a purpose and a direction and perseverance to follow through. The Magi brought 3 gifts, gold. Ricardo, do you have that slide? There is a slide. It's very common when you go to search something in the website. You look for something and they will tell you, yes, customers who bought this also bought frankincense and myrrh. So when you go looking for gold now, be careful. You might have to buy that. Okay, my dear friends, since our children are going to perform something at the end, I will make it very short. So what is the message that we can learn from the Magi? There are so many lessons we can learn. The one lesson I want us to reflect today is what is found in the scripture, Matthew's Gospel, 2nd chapter, that the deacon read today. At the end of it, it said, the Magi were exceedingly joyful upon seeing the star and upon entering the house and finding the baby and his mother Mary. They were exceedingly joyful upon entering the house of the Lord. I want to ask this question to you. Are you exceedingly joyful when you come to worship the Lord? Right? Sometimes I don't see it. Sometimes, of course, this should not be mistaken for, I'm so joyful I can come and talk in the church all I want. No, that's not the point. The joy comes from within. It has a source, foundational source, springs up within the wells of our hearts. And that only happens when you know the Lord. When you know that the Lord is waiting for you, you will come eagerly. And this coming to Mass would not be a chore that we have to perform. Like the ministers who are involved, we are so busy taking care of so many details. The ushers are busy doing their work. Media guy is busy, and the altar servers are busy. Choir, for example, is busy. And the priests and the deacons too may have this disposition sometimes, oh my goodness, this is over finally. If that is the feeling that you have, then we have missed the point. Are you exceedingly joyful when you come to church? G.K. Chesterton once said this, joy is the gigantic secret of the Christian. Joy is a gigantic gift, a secret of the Christian. If you didn't know that, you now know it, and I need to see it. Are you joyful really? Okay, I'll give you an exercise at the end of the Mass, but right now, thank you for being here. This is a great feast. Let us celebrate. Usually on this day we proclaim the feast, the movable feast for this year, like when is the Easter, when is the Advent and all that. I asked the deacon to read it for us.
The announcement